So the NBA trade that is going to break the entire league has officially happened, guys. Kyle Korver is being traded to the Utah Jazz in exchange for Alec Burks and 2 future second-round draft picks. So let's talk a bit about this trade, guys. Let's talk a bit about both these players and why both teams might have done so out there. Now, before I get going on this, guys, keep in mind that if you are watching this video, there is a Christmas giveaway going on my second channel, Extra Crispy. I am giving away $150 in PSN and Xbox points. All you have to do is subscribe to that channel, link in the description below. But as far as this trade goes, Kyle Korver, what's he been doing this season, guys? He has a 2-year contract with a team option worth about $7 million, which is pretty valuable in the sense that, you know, if Kyle Korver ends up playing well for the Jazz, you bring him back on a pretty nice contract. If not, you just let him walk away, right? But this season, averaging about 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist per game, shooting 46% from 3 is always great for that free throw. Actually a little lower than usual. His minutes pretty far down, career low at about 15 to 16 minutes per game. So yeah, he obviously has not been playing a ton for the Cleveland Cavaliers, because why would you play the old man out there, you know, if you're not competing for a championship, right? Where on the other side of things, Alec Burks. Who exactly is Alec Burks? I mean, I know who he is, but I haven't heard much from him as of late. This season for the Utah Jazz, averaging about 8 points per game, you know, 1-2 rebounds, about 1 assist out there. 41% field goal percentage, 3-point shots. He's always been a capable 3-point shooter. The thing is, he's 6'6", he's only 27, so in theory, he would be entering his NBA prime, but also has kind of been on the lower end of the rotation for the Utah Jazz. So really, it's a scenario where the, you know, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they get a nice youngish player in Alec Burks, also the second-round draft picks. They get out of any, I guess you don't really, it's not really a contract situation because Kyle Korver did have a team option, so Cleveland Cavaliers could have declined that. But I guess that was valuable enough for the Utah Jazz to give up 2 second-round draft picks. I thought that was a little bit questionable in this case because both players similar stats. So the 2 second-round draft picks without anybody really taking on a bitch-ass contract, it was a little confusing to me in that sense. But, you know, the Cleveland Cavaliers, getting the 2 second-rounders, that's big time for them. So, yes, that trade is going to go through. So, as far as the rotation goes, well, currently the Cavaliers are 4-15. So, I guess in this case, your best hope is that maybe Alec Burks just, you know, goes on this team and provides them some sort of spark or something off the bench, just proves that he's something out there. Because if not, his contract's also up after this season. But we are going to give him some minutes out here, guys. With Rodney Hood probably playing some more minutes at the small forward position. But yeah, I like the idea of it. It's like, why not try it out? Because Kyle Korver just sitting there on the bench. In the end of the day, those 2 second-round draft picks, who knows, man? Those can be valuable at times. So I like it out there. You know, Clarkson probably still continues to be the starter on the team. But as far as what other things that Alec Burks does out there, let's go ahead and check out his attributes because that's a pretty good indication. Mid-range game, I mean, he can knock down if he's open, but who shoots mid-range shots anymore besides Carmelo Anthony? Look where that landed him. 3-point shot at 83. Pretty good shot IQ, you know, driving to the basket. That's always fine. He could dunk the basketball. Got 69 drive and dunk, you know, thing out there, so that's big time. Good ball control, passing game. What was it, about 1 or 2 assists out there, so he's not really going to kill you in that aspect of things. But there's just somebody, I would say, in limited minutes should be able to get you about 10 points per game, which is fine. Not really much of a defensive threat, which at 6'6", you feel like he would have potential right there. But quickness above the position average for that. So, I don't know, man. I feel like he should be a better defender than what he is, but maybe just didn't care on the Utah Jazz or something like that. And then looking at the Jazz side of things, well, they're currently 9-12, so they are looking to add somebody out there that has, you know, playoff experience and things like that. And as far as this rotation goes, I mean, the team just, they do have a lot of like small forwards as is. My guess is that Kyle Korver probably goes more to the shooting guard position in this case. You got Cephalosha. I imagine Royce O'Neal probably falls out of the rotation, and that gets switched to maybe about 20 minutes per game for Kyle Korver, so we'll give him that. Yes, they have the 9-man rotation there. They have Derek Favors currently off their bench, so we'll give a few more minutes here to some of the other guys. But yeah, this is kind of a fun move, though, because I don't know if you guys know this, Kyle Korver used to actually play for the Utah Jazz. So let's see how he used to be for this team, just out of curiosity. This is very early on in his NBA career after his Philly days. He's played there for about 2 seasons. Was about 7, 8, 9 point per game scorer out there. But yeah, I think if anything, it adds a veteran presence to the locker room. You know, somebody that just might be able to go out there and just do some decent things out there for them. So let's go ahead. We are going to simulate the rest of the NBA season, see what type of stats and numbers they end up putting up out there, man. Let's actually talk a little bit about the Utah Jazz situation, because I will say they are probably a team that is definitely underperformed this season. Currently with, I believe it was a record of 9-12. So when you do this, how like, is it really that big of a change? Like, is this going to be the change that just does everything out there, and all of a sudden the Utah Jazz gets a little spark of them and can start winning some basketball games? I don't think it's quite that. But I don't know, man. I've always liked Kyle Korver as a player, so I would have liked to see him go to a team maybe like the Philadelphia 76ers. I know they needed some score, maybe even the Boston Celtics. The Utah Jazz was definitely a big-time surprise for me. It's just second-round draft picks. Like, those, I know they don't look very valuable because you can look at the history of second-round draft picks, and more times than not, you're going to get a player that's probably going to be a bust. But, I mean, who knows, man? It's just, I don't understand the mindset. Like, the contract is not bad, so I think it should have just been a straight-up player swap. But if you are a Utah Jazz fan, let me know in the comment section below. Are you excited about this trade? Are you indifferent about it? Do you feel like you should have kept Alec Burks? I know a lot of you guys, obviously, if you're a Jazz fan, you know more about him than I do as a player. Was he somebody that maybe in the past showed potential, and then maybe fell off a little bit, and that's how why he's out of the rotation now? I guess it's also important to note, too, that the Cleveland Cavaliers do have Rodney Hood, and Rodney Hood was once like a 17-18 point per game scorer for the Utah Jazz, and he used to be teammates of Alec Burks, so maybe that will help him out there too, man. Just be having an old friend out there from a former team to talk to, and maybe just go out there and grind with, and, you know, man, just get them stats back, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I am indifferent about this trade. It's not really a big time exciting one, but I do like Kyle Korver. I wish him the best out there. As far as the Utah Jazz, like, contending for a championship, I mean, we are only about a quarter into the NBA season, so they can definitely bounce things back out there. It's a nice move in the mindset of making things not stale anymore, so I sort of get it, I guess. I don't know, guys. You all let me know about your about it in the comment section below. Simulation's taking forever here, guys. You can see, man, I'm just kind of rambling on here trying to wait for this bitch-ass simulation to go. So just another quick reminder is, if you are going into this video, remember, man, to check out the second channel, Extra Crispy, because I am giving away 150 crisp Miss Gifts, $150 in crisp Miss Gifts. It's going to be PSN cards and things like that. Record-wise, though, the Jazz are looking to be a 500 record team in this simulation, so not really adding all that much out there. I don't think they made the playoffs in this case, which would just be freaking mind-boggling, guys. Let's see how the Cleveland Cavaliers finished, 31-51. So not really lead to much success for either team out there. As far as the player stats or awards go, I know we're not going to see anybody on here from either team. Maybe potentially we see what's his name, man? Donovan Mitchell, but yeah, not looking like it. I guess Rudy Gobert made all-NBA team out there, or all-defensive team. So Utah does actually sneak into the 8th spot with the 41-41 record. Let's go ahead and check out these player stats, see how Korver did out there for the team, if he really provided anything. About 9 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. I'd say you are probably happy about that. Field goal percentage, you would like to see it a little bit higher. He's always been a bit better in that department, but the 3-ball was still there, so that's nice. You know, knocking out 3-point shots. I'm sure he's good for about 4 attempts per game. Looking over on the Cleveland Cavaliers side of things, Alec Burks, 13 points, so he actually upped his scoring, man. Near back to like his, you know, best seasons early on from 2013 to about 2016 out there. So good for him. Looks like it was a nice move. 3-point shot went up to about 40% on the season. Like I said, the defense not really there, just really scoring, man. That's really all he did out there. That's actually how Rodney Hood did too. Yeah, he got himself about 12 points per game, so he's upping his confidence with his new best friend out there. Let's go ahead and simulate these playoffs and watch the Utah Jazz get knocked out in the first round. So yeah, man, oh my God, they are going to get swept out there. Yes, they lose 4-0. All right, and I guess real quick here as we're going through the rest of this simulation, let's talk one more thing about the Utah Jazz, because I don't know, man, this team, I don't understand how they're struggling out there. I guess I do. They do have a sophomore that you were saying, Donovan Mitchell, that might be slumping a little bit. What are some changes you would like to see this team make, maybe before the trade deadline or going into the offseason? I know they're using Derek Favors off the bench, which I would probably say is a good choice. By the way, here's the closeout game here. Mitchell dropped 44 points, so not really his fault out there. Maybe a change at point guard, because it looks like out of his season, 12 points, 9 assists for Rubio out there, so maybe like a Terry Rozier, somebody like that in the future to kind of go with their young squad out there. And here are also the playoff stats on the season. I guess we don't really need to look at the Cleveland Cavaliers side of things. But yeah, Donovan Mitchell, 23 points. I don't know. I think Mitchell's great. Field goal percentage definitely needs to get better. Last season, yeah, I mean, even like last season, man, it was pretty, I guess, 43% right there. So yeah, that's kind of on the lower side. You definitely want to be in the higher 40s in this case. but I think they need to get a better player to play alongside Gobert. Joe Ingles, I do like a lot. Ricky Rubio, I think he has a place in the NBA. I don't know if this is a starting point guard, though, for your team that you're looking to get to the finals with and stuff. So we'll love to see Ricky Rubio maybe as either off the bench and go for like a Terry Rozier or even like a Kemba Walker would be pretty cool, though, man. But yeah, Kyle Korver traded for Alec Burks, and also got some second-round draft picks being exchanged out there. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Give me your thoughts on this trade in the comment section below, and peace out, my friends.